Good morning, boys and girls. This is Mr. Yates, and we are going to go over the word problem from Monday, March 30th. What I'd like you to do is have your word problem, hopefully you finished it up, and on a piece of paper, and check what you've done with what I'm doing. And some of the words may not be exactly the same, but the point here is to try to get it as close as possible to help you to solve the problem correctly. First, what I always like to do is read the word problem of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and read it right now. Kaya puts 7 gallons of gasoline in her car. She pays with a $20 bill and receives $2.15 in change. How much does 1 gallon of gasoline cost? What I'm going to do, boys and girls, is decide on my answer sentence. And here's what I'm going to put for my answer sentence. I think we should probably put here that each gallon, my pen's a little wonky today, each gallon costs, and I'll put my dollar sign, each gallon costs, and then I'll put over here blank. And that's about all I need for this answer sentence. The big words here are to make sure you have gallon. I think costs would be good too. You could say also 1 gallon cost. That's fine too. Make sure you have a dollar sign. That's going to be really important because we want to make sure that we have a unit of measurement for this. So each gallon costs is going to be our answer sentence. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move over to my side for my model. And I'm going to look at this, and I'm going to go ahead and decide, well, I know it's about Kaya. And I'm going to pause the video for a second. Think about who do you think or what do you think this is going to be about? Thanks for pausing the video and thinking about it. What I thought would be probably Kaya's gas money would probably be the best thing here. So I'm going to put here Kaya's gas money. Now again, you can have the words different, but I do think this is going to need to focus in on the money part of it. I think probably we'll need to do an answer or a unit bar to show the gas money. And then because there's only one kind, there's only one group of gas money, I'm just going to use 1 unit bar. And I think I am ready to go. I think I'm good to go with starting up my, I think I just am ready to start reading the word problem. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to read it just like we do in class, 1 sentence at a time. And then I'll cross out what I've got. I'm going to stop at a period, question mark, comma, or the word and here we go. I won't clap this time because it's kind of loud on the computer. Kaya put 7 gallons of gasoline in her car. I'm going to stop at the period right there, and I'm going to go back and look at the words. 7 gallons of gasoline in her car. Well, I know she's going to put gasoline there. She's going to pay for it. So what I'm going to do is keep going a little further before I cross that out because I want to find out about how much gas money she uses. So let me keep on going. She pays with a $20 bill. Oh, I'll stop right there. The word and. She pays with a $20 bill. That means that her total amount of gas money is $20. That's all the money, so I'm going to put it at the end. Just like that. And then what I want you to do is go ahead and make sure you use a dollar sign here to show that that's how much she spent. Now I'm going to go ahead and I've used a $20 bill, so I'm going to cross out that whole sentence. I'm done with it. But there's still some more, so I'm going to keep on going. And receives $2.15 in change. Well, that's important because now I know that she didn't use all the $20 for her gas. She used some of it. And the part that she didn't use was the money that she got back. So at the very end of my unit bar, I'm going to put not a big part, but just a part that shows $2.15 at the end. That's the part that she did not use to pay for gas. She got it back in change. So it's a little small, so I'm just going to go ahead and maybe I'll go maybe sideways here, and I'll put $2 and 15 cents right there. And then what would you say I would label it, boys and girls? Pause the video for a second and tell me what you think. All right. I said that it's probably going to be called change because that's how much she got back. So I'm just going to do a little bit of label here. And I'll put change. That's how much she got back. So since I used the $2.15 and I used the word change, I'm just going to cross that whole thing out. Now that I've crossed out or put the change in here, the rest of this unit bar I'm going to be using for my gasoline. I think I'm ready to go. So let me just highlight the area I'm talking about here. This area right here that I'm circling is going to be what we're going to be using for the gasoline. So I'm going to go back to my word problem, and I'm going to go back to the beginning where it says Kaya, and I'm going to read that. Kaya puts 7 gallons of gasoline in her car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide the section that is just the money that she spent into how many parts do you think? If you said 7, you're right. We're going to divide this into 7 equal parts. So I'm going to try as neatly as I can to make 7 equal size, equal value parts. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 7 equal parts, and each one of those parts is going to represent 1 gallon for a total of 7 total gallons of gas. 7 total gallons. And this will be gallon 1, and each one is 1 gallon. It's kind of hard to see with my pen right there, but one of those little spaces is going to equal 1 gallon. So I've used the word 7 in my word problem model. So and I've used the word gallon, so I'm going to cross that out because I'm done with it. But I haven't crossed everything else yet. I've got one more part that I need to do, and that's the final question. How much does 1 gallon of gasoline cost? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a look. I see that I've got a question mark there. So I want to put the question mark inside the word problem model. Where will I put that? Take a pause for a second and think about it and be ready to share with me. Okay, if you pause the video and thought up where you're going to put the question mark, I'll show you where I put the question mark. I'm going to put the question mark inside here. 1 gallon is going to equal blank amount or question mark amount of gas. And because each one of these question marks is equally the same, I'm going to put the same question mark inside each one of the word problem or the gallons. Each question mark equals the same amount of money for 1 gallon of gas. So I put my question mark in, so I got that done. I answered this part, or didn't answer it, but I at least put up the question mark, so I cross it out. I'm all done now. That means what I need to do is go on to the solution part, I'm sorry, the expression part of this. So I'm going to go down to my bottom corner here for expression. And I want you to take a look at what you wrote for your expression. It may change. I'll show you a couple of ideas, and then we'll compare them. The point here, boys and girls, is that you get one that makes sense. So I'm going to pause the video, and then I'll show you a couple that make sense here. Okay, here are a couple of ideas that I had for expressions that you could use here. The first one I came up with was 20. Take away the $2.15 and change, divided by the 7 parts in the gallons is going to equal the question mark, which is how much 1 gallon of gas costs. You might also try it as question mark times 7 plus $2.15 equals, instead of a question mark here, I'm going to put 20 because I already know how much the total amount of gas is. And the same thing here, but just done with addition, question mark plus 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 $2.15 equals $20. So any one of those is going to work for you. So what we'll do next now is we'll go ahead and solve it. I'm going to pause it while I solve it, and then we'll check my work. Okay, boys and girls, I went ahead and I zoomed in on my work so you can see what I did. First thing I did is I took $20 and subtracted $2.15 from it. Lined my decimals up, by the way, boys and girls, and I subtracted, and ended up with $17.85. The next thing I did is I took that $17.85 and divided it by the 7 gallons of gas so I could find out how much money was for each gallon of gas. What I then did is I divided out. 7 times 2 is 14, minus 3, drop down the 8. 7 times 5 is 35, drop down the 3. 7 times 5 again is 35, and I forgot to add in here that 35 minus 35 equals 0. So I have no remainder, and I end up with $2.55 per gallon, which I'm then going to go ahead and move up to here to my answer cents. Each gallon costs $2.55. And that is the answer to our word problem of the day. I hope you got the same thing that I did. If you did not get the same answer and you're not sure what your error was, contact Mr. Yates or Ms. Garcia via email and let us know what your problem was. If you did make a calculation error or a reading error or something else that you recognize, write it down in your problem just to remember it for the next time that you do a word problem of the day. You'll know to avoid those mistakes. Thanks, boys and girls.